Okay, hello everybody and welcome back to Big Bang Crypto. My name is Sam. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Yeah, this is a very important video because I'm going to show you some facts in the charts that I don't think that you've seen anywhere else. Some of it, not all, but there are things that I will show you that I found in Bitcoin's price action. If you may not know, I've been analyzing Bitcoin's price action for 3 years now, and I think that I'm pretty good in understanding what Bitcoin will do. Of course, I'm not always right, but I think most of the time I have a good feeling for what is next, and there's something very special about this video. And so definitely watch it till the end. I think it's going to be very helpful to understand what will happen and why it will happen, not only what, also the reasons behind it, what is going on in the world right now. So you have to know this. And yeah, so watch it. I hope you like it. And guys, I mean, if you see something valuable, then please hit that like button. It helps the channel. You know the algorithm behind YouTube. I hope this channel will grow more and more so that I can bring this stuff to a bigger audience, and you are the first ones, so please help. And definitely join our Discord community. The link is in the description. I want to show you what I've been talking about there in the last days. So this was my last video where I said BTC explosion is coming, and well, this explosion happened to the downside, but I knew something big will happen. I showed you in this video what is very important right now, which levels are important to watch, and then you see this was so only 3 days later I brought this message here in Discord where I said massive warning. Dow Jones and S&P 500 broke the weekly structure, and this will have a big effect on Bitcoin and altcoins. I think that there will be blood on the streets, and here we are, guys. You see it, it's going down heavily. This was the warning right here, and then again I said that yeah, this was I think 2 days ago. No, 5 days ago. I said, well, we couldn't make it above $40,380. This is not good because this was important for the bullish continuation. It didn't happen, and well, afterwards we crashed down heavily, and here we are at, I think, currently $33,000, something like that. Or no, $31,000. So yeah, it's been going down heavily, and I think it was the right thing to say. And so yeah, I had a good feeling for what we have to watch to know what's gonna happen. And in this video, I will show you some things that are very, very good and have high quality, in my opinion. But first, I want to talk about the trade that I took today. This is near. I've been shorting this one. I told you guys that I'm really working on a trading strategy, and that I'm really trying to yeah, be a day trader. This is a very difficult field, but I want to try to solve it. I want to find a way to trade and to yeah, make profit on a daily basis. And yeah, I took this trade, and it was very simple. I mean, I saw the market was going down and near was going up, so it did the exact opposite to what the whole market was doing. And so I was waiting for a sign when it could go down. And when I saw this move here, it broke this low here, I knew that this was the moment to short this one. So I stepped in at this point here, but then my stop loss was triggered. I think break even it was. And then when I saw, all right, we're not able to get above this one right here, we're seeing here some selling pressure. Then I shorted again, and I made something around 70% on this one. And you know what? Although 70% sounds good, it was not a good trade because I should have waited for this point, then it would have been even more. I made it with a 10x leverage, and I got in somewhere here, I think it was and yeah, you see with a 10x leverage, I could have reached something like 80 to 90%, but it is okay. It is okay. Of course, 70% sounds very good, and I'm happy with that trade. But yeah, so these are things that I have to learn. So for example, I didn't watch this chart. I made it on my smartphone. I made this trade on my smartphone because I knew what I have to watch. But I didn't see, for example, this green boxes here. Then I would have known, all right, let's wait for this one to reach, and so on. So these are things that I'm working on. But I hope that in the future I can bring signals in our Discord where I say that I think I'm going to go short here or long or whatever. So definitely join our Discord community. So let's get into Bitcoin and what is going on in the market. And this is the chart that I showed you in my last video, where I said, if you remember, this moving average is about to cross its own support. And look, it happened, right? You see it right here. It happened. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. It happened here, right? And look what happened afterwards. We're going down, and you know what? We're going down to this point because this is the next support of this moving average, and this is the, I don't want to say anything wrong, this is the 21 moving average on the weekly chart. It crossed its own support. This is a very bad sign. Look here, it crossed its own support, we came down. It crossed its own support, we came down. It crossed its own support, we came down. So I've been talking about this many times. This is a very good strategy to know what is very likely. And I said that the bulls have to bring an explosive movement to turn this moving average around so that it doesn't cross its own support. I hope you remember me saying this. Watch the last video, then you see I talk about this. I said because if it's going to cross, well, that's not looking good, right? It's not looking good. And I also told you guys that if we fall below certain levels, then it's going to get dangerous. Like I'm saying here, where is it? Right here. Bitcoin is still trading above 34,230. We have to hold this level, then we have a chance for a 50k retest. But well, we fell below this level, and now we are at $31,000 or so. Let's have a look right here. Yeah, 31,700. So this was a good level to tell you guys, and also that we didn't move above 40,380 again. Well, and then that big drop happened. So I think this is not too bad. Now, what is important, guys, here for this chart? This is one of my charts where I've been analyzing Bitcoin. What is important here is that we've crossed this lower red line on the RSI. I hope you remember me talking about this in previous videos, how important this red line is, because whenever Bitcoin crossed this red line, this was usually, nearly always, the beginning of the bear market. So this is not good here. I mean, this is the weekly chart, so we have to wait a couple of days until this candle closes. So we have to wait and see if this stays like this. But if it stays like this, this is bad, right? This is bad. Just to show you right here, as you can see, crossing this lower red line. This is, by the way, our last bear market. Crossing this lower red line is not good. Then we see a heavy correction, but at the same time we're getting closer and closer to the bottom. This is the good news, right? So as you can see right here, so we've been passing it right here. As you can see, this is in 2014. We passed it with this candle right here, and then yeah, we moved down, and look, the next move was down to the bottom, right? We found the bottom a couple of weeks later, like right here, like here. We found it then pretty soon after some weeks with a massive move down, and then we had it. Now, where is it going to be? Well, this is the difficult question here, and what we have to consider about this Bitcoin bear market is that it is the first bear market for Bitcoin which happens at the same time when the stocks are in a bear market. This is the first time. Every bear market before happened while the stocks were still in a bull market. All right. And in my opinion, this is quite important. And just to give you one reason that we can see in the charts is this crash right here in 2020, in March 2020. And this was the Corona crisis crash, whatever you want to call it. And this was the first time, in my opinion, when Bitcoin and stocks reacted the same way. And look what Bitcoin did. I mean, this is from this point right here, we're talking about a 60% correction in 3 weeks. Right? So I could imagine, I hope it won't happen, but I could imagine that this bear market won't be like the other bear markets. Because, like I said, all these bear markets happened while the stocks were in a bull market. Right. So this is something very, very different, and a bear market in stocks takes a long time. We're talking about 2 to 3 years. So will Bitcoin move down 2 to 3 years? Well, if so, that wouldn't be good. So we might go much lower than anyone expects. All right, and what the charts are telling us, we might go down to these levels down here. Everything can happen. It can happen a flash crash, whatever, down to a level that nobody ever could imagine. Moving below 10K again or so. Impossible for most of the people out there, but something like that could happen because this bear market will be huge in the stocks. This will be heavy because of so many things that are going wrong at the same time in the world. And not only inflation, we have war going on, we have I don't want to count all of the problems in the world, and I get a depression. It's really bad, guys, really bad situation, and it's not comparable to what happened in 2008. So I think this one will be very happy, and the war that is going on right now in Europe, well, this is a huge event. This is a huge event, and I don't think that it is over. I think there will be a lot of bad things coming with it in the next weeks. So yeah, so this is it, and so we are below this. Good thing is, the next time we move above this red line, the bear market is over. This is the good news here. So we will know whenever this will happen, and we will know where, at which price level we have a high probability that it will continue to move up. All right. So this is good sign. Now here on this chart, I have a support level of the moving average, of the 21 moving average at $24,000. So I could imagine that we find huge support down at these levels, and then we're going to retest other levels here, maybe the $29,000 level. I think this is a very, very likely scenario to drop below this level, come back up, retest it, and then drop, continue falling. Right? This is a very, very likely scenario because this has been a very important level in the last weeks. With this chart right here, I think in this video I'm not going to talk about it. Just want you to focus on this blue line here. So we have a very strong support with this blue line, as you can see. And if Bitcoin goes down, then we could reach $14,000 approximately during the next weeks. What, in my opinion, is a target that makes a lot of sense, because then we will retest this zone here. I see this zone as a very strong and important zone for Bitcoin. And it really makes sense to see Bitcoin retesting this level. I could imagine that somewhere in this range is the bottom of the bear market for Bitcoin. Right? This has a higher possibility, although we could definitely drop below it and go much lower than, like I said, a lot of people expect to happen. But this is with this chart, and I think this is a very strong support here. So keep this in mind. We have this level around $14,000. Now this chart here, in my opinion, maybe the best Bitcoin chart out there, because we have all important levels in this chart. We know all highs and lows for bull markets and bear markets. And so, as you can see, I've been trying to draw this line here where I connect these important levels here. And if we take this point right here where we have an intersection of this yellow support of the curve and of this horizontal line here, then this is also at $14,000. All right, I could imagine a massive bounce up here. And if you remember my last videos where I've been talking about the halving cycles, then you hopefully remember me saying that there are so many signs that are telling me that we will go down, right? But then I saw the Bitcoin broke the downward structure on the daily chart, and I was like, all right, maybe there is a chance that we're going to go up to $88,000 before we continue dropping. But yeah, I mean, you see, we failed at this resistance here, this yellow resistance twice, nearly twice. So yeah, so there was a very high probability for us coming down, and now you see it, we're really going below this support here. We're really going below everything here. And if we drop below $28,000, guys, let's have a look on the weekly exactly. Yeah, something 29,000 to 28,800 or so. If we drop below this level, if we have a weekly close or monthly close below this level, we will go down. We will go down definitely to the 200 moving average on the monthly chart at $20,000. A lot of people expect this to be the bottom because the 200 moving average on the monthly chart has never been broken by Bitcoin, and they think this will be the bottom, because also we have the last all-time high of the last bull market at this level. A lot of people expect it, and I think that we will fall below it because a lot of people will go long here and they will get liquidated because we're going to fall below it. So watch out, be careful. And I think the bottom will be at this yellow line once again, like every time before. All right. And so I said, I think we could reach something around $14,000. Watch out for that target. And if we have a huge heavy crash this month, then we might even go down to $11,250. Right. Now, finally, coming to this chart, I don't know if any one of you remember me showing this chart. This is a very, very special and unique chart where I've been really analyzing heavily the previous Bitcoin cycles, and there are so many similarities. And as you can see, all the lines that I've been drawing, I don't know, 2 years, 1.5 years ago, are showing how important they are, and you can see how Bitcoin respected these lines, how Bitcoin respected them. And currently, this chart has 1 day delay. We fell below $32,800, and we are on our way down to $28,000. Look at this orange line. Now, this orange line comes from the bottom of the Corona crash, and then this point where we really went up parabolic style, and this is, in my opinion, a huge support. And I think that we are on our way down to this level, which is at $28,000 approximately, which is at the same level where we found support in the last weeks, as you can see. So what does that mean? It means that this level at, well, I mean, if we go down heavily right now, it is at Yeah, $28,000. So this level around $28,000 is a huge, massive support level. And if Bitcoin breaks this level to the downside, then we will go down to this level at $24,000. And if you remember, I told you with this chart that at $24,000 we have a huge support, and we see this again here on this chart. This is a completely different line that I've been drawing here. It comes from completely different levels, as you can see, from this point and this point and this point and so on. So completely different, but also the same level. So I think that at $24,000 we can expect a bounce zone. And if we break this level, then well, we will go down much lower to these levels down here. Maybe even a 10K retest, also possible. We will see it. But I think, as you can see right here, the $14,000 level that I told you makes a lot of sense, because there again we have a very strong support. Let's see where it comes from. No, there's nothing else behind it, but yeah, definitely something going on this level right here. As you can see, for example, here we retested this level before we went higher. And this level comes from here. Let me change the candles, we can see it better. Yeah, it comes from here, from this zone right here. And yeah, I think definitely makes a lot of sense, especially when we see this retest right here. All right. So yeah. So now you have the targets, you have the game plan, and I want to finally show you the stocks so that you understand what I see. And I see nothing good. Let me go to the 12-month chart. Because then you can see what the hell is going on. You see, on the 12-month chart, we have a resistance here, we have a resistance here, and look what is happening right now. It looked like we're able to break this resistance, but now we are failing. So I hope you don't get this wrong. Every candle is the movement of the Dow Jones over 1 year, because this is a 12-month chart. And so this means that at the moment we are failing at this historical resistance. And look, this is in 1929. So it's almost 100 years ago, and now we're failing again in this level, and this is the .com bubble, by the way. And what you can see here is that after reaching this level, it took us 3,600 days, or let's say 10 months before we reach the bottom. Is that correct? No, that's not correct. No, this is wrong. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 years. This is 10 years. It took us 10 years before we reached the bottom and continued moving upwards, because this is in 2009. This is in 2009. Now, of course, you could say, well, this was the bottom in 2002. That this is okay. So we have a bear market of 3 years, and then we continued upwards. But then, well, this one came here in 2008, 2009, the financial world crisis. And I mean, we made a lower high, sorry, lower low. So this is, well, not good. This is not good. So the Dow Jones possibly comes down and will look if it can make a higher low, this will make a lot of sense to me, because here is of course a huge support. So I could imagine that this bear market will go down heavily, extremely, and retest this support here, and this will be a huge crash. We're talking about a huge crash. So this means from the point up here to the level down here, we're talking about a 60-70% correction, what makes sense in my opinion. This will be a huge crash. We have a war going on and so on. So yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. And what do you think will happen to Bitcoin and altcoins and so on? They will go down extremely, extremely. Okay, because for the first time, like I said, we have the bear market in stocks with the bear market in Bitcoin and crypto. And this will have a huge impact. And I could imagine Bitcoin to do something that is, for the most people, impossible right now, going down so heavily. And finally, at the end of this video, I want to show you the weekly chart. And why I say that the weekly chart broke the structure is because, as you can see, we have a swing low, we have a swing high, we have a higher swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, and then we make a lower low here, lower high, lower low, lower high, and guess what? Lower low. And this is very bad for the stocks. And if we take a look at what happened in 2000 with the dot-com bubble, it's quite the same. So we made a higher high, then we made the first lower low, right? And then this was what happened afterwards. All the time, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, all the time, until we made the first higher high on the weekly chart. At this point, right? Lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. And then things turned around, and and we went up, and this took us, before we made the first higher high, this is 1,550 days. So this is a lot. This is 3 years approximately. Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense. So I think that it's not going to look good for the next 3 years. This is what I expect. The next 3 years will be very bad. But what you see here is that we have a lot of up, down, up, down. And if we compare what happened with the dot-com bubble, as you can see, when we had the first lower low, right? The first lower low, then at this point, until we reach the bottom, we have a 950 days, right? And if we look right here, this is the first lower low here, all right? So compared to this one, and if we say from this point, yeah, let's say somewhere in the middle, I don't know. A 950 days means that we will approximately reach the bottom in September 2024. Right? So something like this is possible, where we will be down here, I guess, down here at this level. What gives us a 75% correction. Well, this is bad news. Alright, so this is what I see here happening. Of course, we can find the bottom higher. We could only go down to these levels, to the middle of this channel. Everything is possible, but I think that this crash has the potential to be heavy. Alright guys, 30 minutes. Sorry, but I think a very important video. Please hit that like button, subscribe, bring this video out to the world, help the channel to grow. Write something in the comments, please, guys. I mean, there's a lot of work in all of this stuff, and I'm not making videos on a regular basis, of course, but why the hell should I bring stuff when it's not important? I mean, if you take a look at other YouTube channels, the big ones like The Moon and whatever, they change their fucking opinion all the time, and I'm so tired of them. 5 days ago it is this, and then next day it is this, and then this and this. I think, of course I can be wrong, I think that I give you good reasons for what I'm saying, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Now, of course, I can be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong, then okay, I will think about it. But yeah, I think it doesn't make sense to make videos every day, because not every day happens something important. Only if you're a day trader, of course, it's something different. But for the long term, and we're talking here about the next weeks and months, yeah, then we can make videos, I don't know, 1 video a week to say what is going on right now. So this is what I see here, guys, and I hope you like the content. So let me know in the comments, and yeah, I bring another video I think pretty soon, because I have something else that I want to show you. It's a comparison between Bitcoin and gold. I want to show you what happened to gold in its first bear market, when the stocks also were in their bear market. I want to show you that, because I think that can give us an idea of what is about to happen to Bitcoin. If you think that sounds interesting, give this video a like. Let me know that you want to see this video, and write it in the comments. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.